right, hi everyone. And okay, hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. I will be covering for Lloyd today. Um, yes, so we're going to talk about optional Forex. All right, let me just share a screen and we'll just get started. So Lloyd has a new format. My name is Alexis and I'm from Actions to Wealth. I'm a strategy leader and I trade with Lloyd pretty often. Lloyd's specialty is in indicators, and during the optional Forex show, he's going to be sharing different indicators that he has tested, tweaked, as well as applied in trading to get certain strategy results. All right, so his new format is pretty much going to be really showing you what the indicator looks like, and we will also show you how to take the trades using the indicator, and he will also share his backtest results for those of you in Zoom. And you will be able to kind of see how it works. And I'll just going to jump off by showing you the screen, and let's just get started. All right, so this is the MACD and momentum indicator. Okay, so on the screen, this is how it's going to look like. All right, let me just take a blank chart. Okay, I'm just going to get a blank chart. All right, so the MACD indicator, and later on towards the middle of the show, I'll probably send to you guys. And the MACD indicator, very simple. We'll put it in the indicators folder, and all you do is just drag and drop into the indicator itself. All right, so this is how the original indicator looks like. Okay, it's purple and green and stuff, but what he has done is he has given it a special settings, which I will share as well later on when we share the indicator and do the setup. So the indicator end up on your screen, it'll look something like that. Let me just remove the other indicators we don't quite need over here. Okay, I'm just going to remove the rest of the stuff to get a little bit of clarity, I would say. Okay, so I'm removing all the moving averages and all the other indicators that we don't quite use. Okay, so this is just plain MACD indicator. All right, so this is to be done on a daily time frame. And basically this indicator, what it does, it helps to identify momentum and direction. All right, I'm going to share the link now to a Dropbox folder. Okay, you guys can go check it out. And in the Dropbox folder, I'm going to open it up so you can see what I'm sharing. You will see 3 files over here. All right, the the backtest. This is the backtested indicator, and for what he has done is he has tested this over a spread of different currency majors and minors, as well as 2 indexes, the SP 500 and the FTSE 100, and also gold and oil. All right, so there are a couple of ways to manage the trade using this indicator. You can see that for a 1-hour win-loss ratio. Okay, so just look at this first section over here. So for a 1 hour, you can see that total, and what he has done, he's taken about 50 trades of each pair. All right, so 50 trades of testing of each pair, and after 50 trades, the win ratio is about 12%, meaning that 12% profits just based on a 1:1 risk reward ratio. Now, if you aim for a 2-hour win-lose ratio, okay, so that means every trade you take, you will only exit at 2R. 2R meaning you risk $100, you are aiming to get $200. All right, so for a 2R, the win-lose ratio, you can see the losing trades are a bit higher, but because it's a 1:2, okay, the total is about 42% if you aim for a 2R. So there are definitely ways to tweak it depending on how each person wants to trade. So what are the rules of the strategy of using the MACD? So very simple. We are looking at change in momentum, right? And for a change in momentum, a couple of things on this indicator that will help us. You can see the bottom over here. There are dots and there are green bars, red dots, white dots, green dots, right? So you must have a change of momentum, meaning a change of color from either white to green, or white to red, or green to red, or red to green, as long as there's a change in the dots. All right, and it must have a minimum of 3 dots. Okay, so just taking this, this is a Euro Kiwi pair. It's a bit small. Later we'll go on to live charts and look at this a little bit more up close. Okay, correction. He has done 20 trades per pair to backtest this. All right, so 20 trades per pair, and this is the result you get from 20 trades, which is quite a decent run, I would say. Okay, so the rule of using the MACD on the daily chart. So yes, this is a daily chart indicator that he has tested on. Okay, is to find entries if that means you see, after you see, for example, here 3 green dots, and then you see a red dot. Okay, it means that you must have a minimum of 3 previous momentum dots. So it's either 3 green changing into a red, or 3 white changing into a green, or 3 red changing into a green, you know. So it must have a change of color, at least 3 dots before that. All right. And once you get that change, then of course you trade in the direction of the momentum. So the red dot means red bar means bearish, green bar means bullish. All right, so let me pull up a pen. Let me use my annotator. Okay, and I'm just going to pull up my pen to circle the parts. All right, so over here, one example would be, let's see if there's an entry. Okay, so you can see the little axis that he's put down there. So you can see from the start over here, there's 3 white dots, right? And then suddenly you get a red dot and a red bar. So when you see 3 white dots changing into a red dot, red bar, this would be your entry. Okay, this will be your entry. You can, it's a market order, which means the moment you see the red dot, red bar appear, you buy. And the stop loss is before the previous candle's low, which is somewhere here. Now this particular trade is a losing trade. All right, so pass. Okay, same thing over here. There's an X over here, which means there is a change in momentum, but you can see this is only, it's a white, red, but basically it's telling you from a bearish momentum, you're changing into a bullish momentum. So this first green dot, green bar here would be an entry candle. So basically a market order. Okay, you buy this one maybe anywhere over here. The moment you see the green line, green dot, you buy it. Stop loss is the low of the previous candle. Okay, and this, I think there's a possibility if your stop loss is too close, you might hit stop loss a couple days later. If not, you will reach a 1:1 over here. So again, depending on where you place your stop loss. And over here, then we have, this is a red dot. And yes, you only trade the first red dot, red line. So if you see something like this, okay, I would say take it with a bit of discretion, because we do have a change in momentum. All right, but this particular change in momentum probably isn't strong enough. So what happened is, if you, however, do take the from green into red, right? It does pretty much give you some kind of traction towards the downside. All right, taking a look at the other bars, let's see. Okay, let me go down. This is another example on the Euro Kiwi, same pair as well. So he's just literally drawing out the entries to this trade. One entry here, you can see 3 white dots here, and then suddenly it changed to green. So this would be an entry candle. All right, and this particular one, I think probably is a 1:1-ish, and then you get stopped out. Another one would be 3. Okay, you get 3 white dots, all right, and then you changed into 3 red dots. Sorry, 3 white dots before that, and then suddenly you get a red dot, red bar. So over here you have the entry is over here, okay, and then this will give you at least again a 1:1. Stop loss is the candle before that over here. Okay, so this pretty much does work out as well. And over here on this side, same thing. You have 3 white dots here, and then it changes into red dot, red bar. So this is your entry candle. Your stop loss is the candle before. All right, it didn't get hit, but you do get at least probably a 1:1. All right. So again, if you look at the stats, it really is about consistently taking the exact same entry over and over again. If you aim for a 1:1 risk reward ratio, you notice out of 20 trades for all the pairs, so basically 20 times of euro dollar, 20 times Aussie dollar, and all that, you get 125 winning trades versus 115 losing trades, but the returns is about 12%. If you take a 2R approach and only aim for 2R profits, you get way more losers. You can see almost 50% more losers than winners, 146 losers versus the winners. But because of the 2R, okay, you do get a 42% reward, for aiming. This is not to tell you, not saying that everybody should take 2R, but this is just the differences in trade management. So it really depends on how you manage the trade. And of course, do have things you can actually add little stuff, like for example the super trend that we are currently using to kind of help you weed out the losers, to make sure that you are really trading the bigger trend and the bigger picture. All right, so in the same Dropbox that I have shared, there is 2 indicators. Yes, it's for daily trading. All right. And where did Lloyd get this daily trading from is really simple. As you guys know that he is a lazy trader. So what he does is really to simplify a lot of trading styles so that you can just follow the color. All right. So take this, you can download this to MACD momentum and trend. Okay. Download this to MQ4 file and EX4 file. After you download it, you go to your MT4. Okay. And move it into, open your data folder. Okay. When you open the data folder, you will see a whole bunch of files over here. So go to your MQL4. Okay, MQL4. And yes, I have shared the Zoom link. I'll share one more time. All right, for those of you who just came in. Okay, go to your MQL4 file, open it, and you can find these indicators, right? So just put both folders, okay, both files into the indicators folder over here. Then you close your MT4 and reload it again, and then it should appear on the left side under your navigator box. All right. Some settings for you guys to note as well. Okay. Okay, so when he puts on the settings, all right, the settings will look, this is the original settings. Let me just, okay, the original settings will be purple and yellowish. So what he has recommended is simply press Control I. Control I will open the indicators tab, right? And then you edit, okay? And then we can change the settings over here. So look at fast MA period, slow MA period, and momentum look back period. Now, not to worry, this is on YouTube as well, so you can actually go back and look at the YouTube video. So I'm not going to repeat this more than once, because you guys can just go back. You can just pause me and just look back here. So fast MA, you change to 5. Slow MA, change to 10. And momentum look back period, change to 5. So it's 5, 5, 10, and 5. All right. Okay, this would give you the settings that he has tested. And regarding the color, let me just explain to you what it means so that you understand why we're changing it. Okay, so you can see over here, there is, I'm going to expand a little bit. Okay, you can see there is 2 kinds of bar colors. All right, you have the light purple and the dark purple. All right, what we'll do later is just change this to green. Okay, change this to green, and we're going to change the dark one to white. Okay, what does the dark purple mean? The dark purple means that this is a slightly less, so slightly weaker, it's a slightly weaker green candle or a slightly weaker bullish momentum. All right, so it's green, it's purple for bullish momentum, and then the darker purple for slightly weaker bullish momentum. So instead of taking that into consideration, all the slightly weaker momentums, we're just going to change it to white because we do not want to consider it. Same thing for the gold and browns over here. The gold one means it's a strong or it's a normal bearish momentum. And then when it gets to a darker color, it's just a weaker bearish momentum. So again, we're just going to change this to red color and just change this to white and disregard the whites, all right, because the momentum has weakened. Same thing for the dots. You notice this is a very nice, solid, bright red dot. Again, it means it's a strong bear, and the dark red dots means it's a weaker bear. And we're going to change all the weaker ones into white color. So again, for the green, you have the dark green dot and the light green dot. Okay, light green would mean it's a strong bull. Dark green will mean it's a weak bull. All right, a weak upward momentum. So once we change the color, you will get this, and prepare to take a screenshot. I'm just going to open the settings, the updated settings for you guys to see. All right, you'll get this. You get these colors over here. Notice the white and green bars. And what we're doing is we are going to ignore the white parts. All right. So this is the settings for the 5, 10, and 5. Fast MA period 5, slow MA period 10, momentum look back period 5. Okay. You can take one screenshot here. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. All right. And then colors, right? Colors, you can just take a screenshot of this. This would give you the exact same way that he has given the indicator colors over here at the bottom. Okay, so take a quick screenshot here if you are not going to toggle, and then we'll move on to looking for live. I'm going to show you how to kind of back test live on the charts so that you guys can get some visual practice before going back and setting up your own back test. Now, the indicators that he has shared, right? What he will do is he will actually test the indicators with its original settings, right? He'll test the indicator using original settings and tweak the settings accordingly to optimize it in that sense. And this is the optimized version of the MACD. All right, so hopefully you guys can follow this. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is going to go live charts. So once you guys have more or less caught the screenshots, let's just pick a pair. I'm just going to go with any pair. Let's go with oops, this is a different chart. Okay. So back here, euro dollar, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, dollar yen. Let me see. Let's just go with dollar yen. All right. The US market is opening in a little bit. Let's see if the dollar yen has anything. So I'm going to open a dollar yen chart and let's do this live and see whether there's anything. So this is a daily time frame again. Okay, just from the latest trade that we have. All right. I'm just going to use. Okay, you can see that over here at the bottom, we had three white dots over here that just changed into green dot, green bar, right? Which means on this day, we had a change in momentum over here. Okay, we had a change in momentum. So this is similar. All right, we had a change in momentum over here. So the change in momentum, meaning you just buy at market depending on where you see it. And of course, since it's a momentum indicator, best is if you can see it in the first half of the day, then you can buy somewhere in the middle, and then that's where you put your stop loss over here, the bottom of the previous bar. Okay, this is the stop loss, and just leave it to run. So it's a daily time frame. It will take a little bit of time to set up, so we'll see where we get from there. Let's go back to see any other changes. And here's another one. Red is to green. Okay. It's red is to green. Okay, I'm going to take this one because we had three red bars which turned into a white dot green bar, and then we had a strong green dot green bar. So this would have been probably a valid signal, but this would be a losing trade over here. You had three red, no white is to red. Okay, here three white into red. Again, what we'll do is three white into red. So this is the candle we're looking at. Okay, so we're going to short here. If you buy anywhere in the midday, maybe you'll get it somewhere here. Okay, and stop loss is before the previous candle over here. So this would have been at least a 1:1 or 1:2 trade before it comes back and stops you out. So far, with just 3 trades, we have one, I think barely 1:1, or it might be even a losing trade. This one is still running, so it's a question mark trade. Going back again, okay. And I did ask him before on how, I would say, how fussy are you to take trades like that, all right? For example, when I asked him about this, I guess it really depends on your strategy rules, all right? And of course, the cleaner you have the strategy rules, the easier it would be to execute them. So probably he would probably say, don't take trades like that, because it's just basically, the moment you got to think too much, it means that you kind of have more opportunities to confuse yourself. So I don't believe he would have taken something like that, because it changed into a white dot, which means yes, it's bullish, but it's a weaker momentum. So no point taking a weaker momentum. All right, let's go back again on the dollar yen and see whether further back test it. All right, this one you can see again where my mouse is over here. It is 2 white dots, 1 green dot, and then it changed. So again, this momentum will be questionable, because what we're looking for is we are looking for a decisive change in the color, right? And what it also kind of implies is, it is kind of implying a breakout. So we are breaking out of the old momentum, which means that it's either a reversal or a change in trend, because one moment you're green, another moment you're red. So it's either a strong reversal, or if it's like white, and then it changes color, it could possibly be a green dot. No, the colors don't repaint. The colors don't repaint, and because it's a momentum indicator, it you should see the dot appear within the day, and I don't believe it changes, because it does the whole calculation throughout the day. High chances are, do we have to wait for the day to close? That is an extremely good question. Let me see. I would assume if you saw if I saw a green dot, green. Very good question. Okay, I'll answer you in 2 seconds, Joseph, about whether or not it's repainting. And let me just shoot a quick text to Lloyd to ask him whether this is repainting.
Hi, Alexis, yeah?
Yeah, hey, does the dots repaint? I forgot to ask this yesterday.
No, the indicators, the dots do not repaint. This is a daily trade. We have to wait for the candles to close also.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay, good question, Joseph.
If the candles don't close, the dot will appear. Yeah, as long as the candles don't close, the dots will repaint. But once the candles close, the dots, the color will remain as it is. Yeah,
Understand.
that's why it can be back tested. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So Joseph hopes that gives you the answer. So what could possibly happen, as Lloyd has just kindly popped in from wherever it is to say that the dots will only appear, or will only finalize the color once the candle closes. So if you look at today's candle, you can see the dot, it has a red bar. Okay, you can see the red bar, the red bar where my current line is, but the dot is white. So when the candle closes, I'm assuming that this dot will change into either a red or green, depending on the day's momentum. All right. Very good question. I should have asked that yesterday. So with that in mind, then I guess that makes the entries a lot cleaner. All right. So I'm just going to roughly go back again now that we know that the dots do not repaint and you only close at the end of the day. This will make it a lot cleaner. So 3 white dots into a green dot for the first trade over here, it would mean that ideally we will be entering here. This would be a stopped. Actually, this trade will have still been running, because it will be like that. This one, I would take this off the table. Okay, I do not want the ambiguity. Okay, if I move back further and look for, again, another 3 white dots into a 3 red dots, I have another entry possibly here. This is a short trade. And since you have to wait for the candle to close, then my entry would be over somewhere here and close of the previous day over here. So this will give you a 1:, almost 0.8 before it reverses. So this might have been a losing trade and not have been worth waiting out for. Let's go again. Again here, 3 white dots into a tiny red candle over here. Okay, if you wait for this pair to close, your entry would be, let's say, if you entered any time on this day, okay, depending on where you get it, I'm just going to put here for convenience, stop loss below the high of the previous candle. This would have been a 1:1 or even 1:2 if you can wait for about maybe 15-20 days for this. All right, and yes, it's a daily time frame, so basically you can actually stack your trades and move your stop losses as you catch the trend towards whichever side you want to go. Okay, let's try another pair. I've done the more recent pairs over here. Let's try the euro dollar. So let's take a look at how it works on the euro dollar. Okay, euro dollar. Removing my green lines. Okay, so first trade would be, let's see. I have 3 green dots that turn into a red candle here. So this would have been a valid candle setup, and the first trade, this one, when we enter somewhere here. Okay, probably enter somewhere, I'll just put here for convenience. Stop loss is the low of the previous candle. The first trade, the latest trade here is a losing trade. Go back again, there's another one over here, 3 red dots into three white dots, and then it changes to a red candle. For convenience, I'm just going to enter here near the bottom. Stop loss is before the high. Okay, this would have been probably 1:1 risk to reward. So one winning trade over here. Let's look for it again. This one, one green, 2 whites, a bunch of whole greens. I'm just going to avoid trades like that. I would like 3 of the same colored dots at least. Also because I'm only like a day old into this strategy. Okay, I just attended Lloyd's class 1-1 last night, so I am just following the rules really strictly with no what do you call it, discretion. Okay, something like here, you got 3 red dots changes into a green dot. Let me just put a line here. So all I'm looking for is actually just 3 colored dots changing into another colored dot. All right, so this would be a buy signal. Enter somewhere here, just, if I saw it, and then stop loss is below the low of the previous candle. Okay, this would have been a 1:1:2. So this particular trade would have been as a 1:2. It would have caught the momentum early on. Okay, and going back again. Okay, again, like things like green, white, and red, I'm ignoring this part because I'm just going to follow strictly the rules. If you guys want to have a bit of discretion, do remember to back test it and to do it consistently. All right, so I'm looking for more green dot, like over here, 3 white dots, and then changes into a red bar. Okay, this is something I would take it. Okay, just following the rules very, very strictly. Change it red. Okay, which means I will enter somewhere here. Stop loss is over here, and this would have been a losing trade because my stop loss is really near, is just above. My stop loss would have been hit by this long tail, but eventually this went down, so one losing trade over here. Again over here, 3 white into 3 green, rinse and repeat. Okay, green candle. Okay, this one, let me change the color again. This would have been a buy trade. Okay, 3 red dot changing into 3 green. I will enter somewhere here, and stop loss is below here. This one probably might get stopped out over at this area, so another losing trade. But you can see that the momentum, I think it's quite neat because you can see the momentum actually come and then it does reverse. And again, this is not a buy at the top of a candle, it's a market order. All right, it's a market order, meaning that you wake up and you see that this candle is green bar, you are just going to buy in or sell in. So it's a market order. I'm only placing my buy entries near the top and the bottom of the candle. It's just purely out of habit, but one can also assume that if I saw price come back come back maybe a little bit in the first part of the day. You know, if price comes down a little bit, you can enter in a slightly better price, get a small 1:1, or alternatively, you probably can put your pair somewhere here. So it really is dependent on which part of the day you are trading. So straight after close of the day, yes, you can Paresh, which means it's like 5 a.m. for example, 5 6 a.m. depending on the broker you're trading. You wake up, you see the candle, you can actually execute. So meaning that just taking this as an example, um, if you're it depends on your broker. What time does your broker what time does your candle close? If your UK is 10 p.m., then yes, of course, that will definitely work as well. So 10 p.m. meaning that after the candle has closed, your daily candle has closed and it's a green dot, green bar, do a market order as long as you do put your stop loss as is. Now, my recommendation for the best effectiveness out of this, right, is take his statistics. Use the link he's given you, take his statistics in there and add a little bit of discretion. All right, so what he has tested is just purely MACD. We have not talked about price action, we have not talked about super trend, we have not even talked about going to weekly time frames and taking a look. All right, the moment you can get the discretion in, then I'm pretty sure that these numbers over here, this 12%, 42%, will improve, because what we are aiming to do is we are aiming to avoid the losing trades by taking a bit of discretion inside. All right. That's all our time today. Hopefully you guys managed to get the link. If you don't get the link, then Mai will probably help us paste in there, or I can paste in there one last time for you guys. All right. If you, again, for those of you who have just joined us a bit late, do feel free to go back to the YouTube and check out the middle part where I added the settings so that you can get the settings, same color, same pattern as what we have on the screen. All right. Thank you, Lloyd, for tuning in from wherever you are. Hope you're enjoying a good dinner. And cheers, everyone. And see you at the next show at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I think. Bye.